A.D.V.I.S.S. Freestyle Sundays, season 9. And what's your legacy? Let's go. What's the legacy holds? Do you keep it in your mind and your clothes? Or do you keep it here in your stature? Where do you really put this chapter of your life in the same type of fold? When everybody opens the book and close, will it be something you will impose? Or really would you leave it and be actually exposed to all of this and not the truth? Leave about lies, no proof of being a better person than editing, but really don't really care because the sediment it's already been sit right firm. You gon' have to learn that legacies will either turn, burn, or really uplift. You could be the one to leave that and sit, but what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to see like? What's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to think like? What's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to dream like? What's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to be like? It's just the way that you form in, hold in, giving in mind signs to fold in, add this, go and break it down and then hold it. But really, I'm just trying to be a character and mold it. A character of I, so you see that. I walk with it all and it be that. Even on the daily, trying to go ahead and uplift, be myself and maybe do that incrementally, but really don't care because it's instrumentally put down on them to say that's good. I just want to see what's under the hood so we can go ahead and fix the problem at the root. Understand now this is all living proof that I'm really trying to be when it's all with the red to be. This is how I'm trying to live out my legacy. So what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to see like, what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to think like, what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to dream like, what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to be like? You gonna be like another one that used to do this right under the sun? Are you gonna leave history that you wanna do it right here to your number one, but really not how you have to be that? Number one in your own lane, you'll see that. If not, you just gotta go and think that before they always gotta leave and dream that. Martin Luther King, but you can see so. If not, man, I'm Malcolm X, the free flow. If not coming right down, you gotta get that. Mandela, but really seeing effects that keep us right here and now. If you right here, man, fighting it out, being a warrior, then you understand the style is just to leave the legacies that you're putting down now. Like, what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to see like? What's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to think like? What's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to dream like? What's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to be like? What you gonna leave for them to see? What you gonna leave for them to think? Say what you gonna leave for them to dream. So what you gonna leave for them to be? I'ma let them be who they are. Show them how we do it right here from the pause. But really, man, my bars bring them to the yard. And every time I rap it down, it's a star. But really don't have to be that celestial. Just wanna give us something back to test those who's really there trying to break the hype. Like Mortal Kombat, test your might. But really, I might just test the mic to give them all that I need every time I write. It's like medicine, by the way, apothecaries. But really, by the way that the pot I carry may be so heavy, but it ain't got luck. By the way I do it, man, a mind been struck for another second to ride on the butts, but really not trying to live this life for the bucks. Really trying to live it for the people. Another planet where we see ourselves equal. So you can see right on the tame, trying to lead this legacy, trying to claim to the name like, So what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to see like? So what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to think like? So what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to dream like? So what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to be like? You ain't gotta tell them to be militant. You can tell them to be innocent. Not really innocent in the case, but innocent so they understand where the state and where they are, man, trying to be aware. Giving them something that they could appear to be right here in a group. Man, that's a community that we all need to loop right in together, show them the whole that. Cause when we lift up, it's like, oh yeah, that's a whole stance and a standard. Cause I'ma go ahead, raise the standard. So when you see me going stand up, I'm equally trying to have y'all stand up and really find what you really do. So man, my legacy is just trying to empower you. So what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to see like? So what's your legacy? What you wanna leave for the people to think like? So what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to dream like? So what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to be like? So what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to see like? So what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to think like? So what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to dream like? So what's your legacy? What you gonna leave for the people to be like? For real. Again. Personally for me, I'm just trying to leave a legacy of love, peace, consistency. Again, keeping your pace as well as having fun, fostering understanding naturally. And I'm trying to do that through my person, through these freestyles, and show them to you. But I got a question for y'all. What's the legacy you trying to leave? Is it something positive? Is it something uplifting? Is it something selfish? I don't know what it may be, but whatever the legacy may be, keep it, keep pushing, make it happen. Peace.
Peace and love, y'all. It's your brother A.D.V.I.S. here with another Know About Me. And for today's Know About Me, I'm going to talk about my favorite animals. So, with that, I am bringing it back to only talking about 3. So we are doing it in 3s, triplets, all of those ones, okay, that we're talking about. We're going to do it again. So with that, 3 of my favorite animals goes as follows. 1, it's a white tiger in particular. 2, I give you specific, but I'll say birds, and I'll tell you the specific bird. And then 3, axolotls. So, with the first one, when it comes to the white tiger, reason why I say it's one of my favorites is for a couple of reasons. 1, as a kid, I was not only interested in lions, tigers, jaguars, panthers, all those different type of animals or cats, if you want to call them big cats. I was specifically really interested in the white tiger. 1, being that a lot of them are very rare. 2, I like the color in the coat and the contrast between the black lines and stripes that are on the tiger, along with the whiteness of the body. Sometimes you can think of a snow leopard. The other thing, reason why I like the white tiger too, is when I was very little, I remember going down to the pier. This is a Redondo Pier. And there used to be an arcade down over there when I was a little kid. And at that arcade, played many different games and was able to go put my tickets in. And when I brought my tickets in, I saw a lot of different plushies. And as a kid, I definitely was getting plushies, was getting action figures, was getting a number of stuff. But I ended up spotting a white tiger. And that was during the same time that I was coming to find more about the tiger, because I was learning about it in school. We were talking about different adaptations, and that was one of the things that came up. So I ended up getting me a white tiger plushie, along with, they also had a framed picture of a white tiger. So I was just white tigering it out with a lot of that stuff. But since then, it's always been a reminder too of the uniqueness of just animals, but also that idea of being unique and being yourself, which very interesting. But that's why, 1, the white tiger is one of my favorite animals. 2, I know I said birds in particular. It's because as of the last, I'll say about 4 or 5 years, I've really gotten into bird watching and just going outside and observing and seeing birds that are just flying around within my vicinity, wherever I'm at. But one of the birds in particular that I come to like the most, and there's a few reasons why behind I like it the most, but the bird is called a barnyard swallow, which it's a very, very, really dope bird. I like how not only it looks, but the way that it flies, it reminds me of like a jet. It flies like a jet. It swoops down very, to me, majestically. And as it's doing that, it's swooping down, of course, to go find bugs and something to eat. But what happens too, some of them have certain colors and very vibrant colors when their feathers hit the sun. So when it reflects off of the sun, you start to see more like a rainbow color. I might play some footage here and there you can see. But I got very interested in that bird because of the fact of its flight patterns and how it moves. But at the same time, come to find out that also, for those who don't know, I'm a Pokemon fan, not as late, but prior. And that bird is actually based off of a Pokemon. A Pokemon in particular is Tailo, which then involves in a Swellow. But that also gave me a more in-depth on liking the bird even more, because that was a real life reference to a Pokemon that I've gotten to see and move around. Especially, I mostly caught that bird whether I was at parks very close by one of the schools I used to work at. It was on a regular, usually around summer to fall, like that time of year or the different seasons. You would see them just doing that very easily. Also in spring, but mostly those are the times that I would see them out and about, moving around. All the barnyard swallows just swooping in, getting food, and just flying. I haven't paid attention to the sound it makes, but just mostly its flight pattern, how it looks, and then how it just reminds me of the Pokemon Tailo. So that's one of the reasons why, specifically when it comes to birds, I like the barnyard swallow. There's another one, but that's not for this video. Now the last one, same thing roughly around these last 3 years, I've come to learn more about, and it's axolotl. Now with the axolotls, I know a lot of people talk about the cuteness and how it looks and all of those things. I find it very goofy looking, and I think that's cool. I think it's really funny that it's goofy looking by the way that not only has the fins on the side of its face, but just its construction of its body in general. All the different colors that it can come in, good different variations. Also, the reason why I also come to like the axolotls a lot too, one, I am a water person. I like water. It may not seem like it, but water is essential. Water is part of life. It is life. It can bring life. It can sustain life. And knowing that the animal, of course, his habitat is within the water and stuff like that, that's what also makes me like the animal. Again, another reason why, very similar to the previous one, is I come to find out later on, one of my favorite Pokemon, or at least starters, the evolution line, which is from Generation 3. Shouts out to Hoenn, which has all that water, dripping like water. You want it? I got it. Dripping like water. But my favorite starter is Mudkip, which then goes into Marshtomp and then evolves into Swampert. But Swampert is like my favorite starter evolution in general. But Mudkip, coming to find out that Mudkip is based off of an axolotl, which was interesting to later on find that out, like I said, within the past 3 years. So because of that, that's why I also took more of a liking to axolotls, not only because of how funny and goofy looking they were, but also the water, and that it reminds me of my favorite starter, which Mudkip, but specifically Swampert. Now with that, there's other animals. There's more things I could talk about, but those are my favorite animals at this point in time right now. Again, end up being a white tiger. You have birds, specifically barnyard swallow, and then lastly, an axolotl. With that, y'all, thank y'all for coming and tuning in and watching and learning more about me. If you want to know more about me, continue to watch these after so you can know more about me. With that, I'm your brother A.D.V.I.S.S. This is Freestyle Sundays, Season 9. I'm feeling well. Hopefully y'all feeling fine. We're going to keep it moving and keep it pushing, because no matter what type of things you need and the way that you proceed, make sure, what do you want to leave on this earth as your legacy? Peace.
The aliens.